200 hours. Yeah, you're seeing that correctly. 200 hours of Pokopia. And I've only had the Switch 2 for about a month and a week. Hey guys, Endoplasma here. We're back with another episode, once again, of Pokopia. Or Pokopia. And if that intro explained enough stuff, that's still, once again, the main reason why there hasn't really been much else going on with this channel. As this game, of course, has been eating up my life. But anyways, I must digress. We're going to run things similar like we did for episode 2. Just showing you exactly what's been going on. So first thing off the bat, I found out apparently you can actually move the Poke Center. So I actually did decide to do that finally. Now, don't mind some of the mess that's on this. Some of this is going to change up later on. Some of the things, perfectly fine. It's mostly like these cluster of 6 houses right here that I'm going to be changing things up with. But environment's definitely a lot different than it was last time that you guys were here. Also, I'm just going to activate these real quick while we have a chance to. Of course it would be going the wrong way. It's not going to bother me in the slightest. Of course, yeah, it's not going to bother me in the slightest at all. I improved on Onyx's house, so it's much bigger. Once again, it's not going to bug me at all. See, the reason why that I originally tried to do it the one way is just to make it so that it was easier to reach the power source. Because the power source right now is on the other side. So, behind the scenes, I'll probably go through and flip these around on all the ones that are facing the wrong way. This is also now Suikun's home, and as you see with it, previous home has been removed. There's also now a tunnel that connects further out towards the outside, which has gotten cleared up and made to look very, very nice and a lot more open. Still in the process, as I was saying before, of shifting some things around so that way Pokemon can kind of fit a little bit better. No idea what to do in here quite yet, if there's anything I am going to do there. Oh, let me fix this real quick. Perfect. And it's set up kind of that way because I moved Sableye now into a cave over here. Also, I think I might have shown this once before, but this got flattened out and fixed around. And now there's actually a connecting point from this side to over here. I definitely put a lot more work into trying to customize stuff in Withered Wasteland since the last time that I did this. I think Rocky Ridge is still the one place that's going to be trickier to do some unique stuff with. There are still some Pokemon problems, I'd say. As in the process of shifting some stuff around like this, we are still... Well, I'll show you in a second, actually. Also, before I forget, all the Pokemon have officially been registered. Last one I had to get was Lugia, which was a pain in the butt to get. Habitat Dex, everything's been registered. I know it doesn't claim that everything's been registered, but the reason why it says that is because of one Pokemon. One form of Tatsujiri that I'm still missing. Droopy, I think it is, the Droopy form. Yeah, Droopy form. That sucker still is not spawning in. Didn't mean that. Meant to do this. Did finally get the Curly form, but it took a really long while to do it. Also, Professor Tangrove's house is right here in the middle. But to be making this look nice on the inside. The situation that I was trying to explain is the process of shifting stuff around. There are 4 Pokemon that now have no home. Accidental, of course. They will have a home eventually. I just gotta fix the problems that are currently active. Also, I'm still working on this place a little bit more, because this is where I stopped at before I realized I did hit 200 hours. But Magnemite's now over here. And there's 2 ways to get up. Stairway, that's going to be over that way, which I get to actually get set up. And I mean the normal way over here. But should I say there's 2 new ways to get up compared to what there were before. Or riding up the other lift that I have here. A lot of this definitely has gotten flattened out, and again, I know there's probably going to be some controversial opinions about it. But let people play this game how they want to play this game, okay? This game's a lot of fun. I'm not fully done all the setups, but the purpose of these barriers is actually to help indicate the building points. So that way I know where to stop at, actually, for a lot of the stuff that I'm working on. The neat thing up here is this cluster of houses is actually all flying-based Pokemon. And then Drifloon's is back that way, and Hoodoo's is over here. Still trying to shift some things around more with the berry trees and the scenery. I needed to fix some of the situations on the houses too, because I wanted to actually give the houses a chance to actually have some type of backyard to them. And it was kind of, well, backyard, side yard, you get what I mean. Something more than just it being a city environment where you have nothing put in with one another. There's also a path that leads over towards Rocky Ridges, which the other connecting point is back up at the other end of that surface that we saw before, with the steps going up that way like that. And again, some of these movements are temporary until I actually get the processes done for what I actually want to do. It's a lot of work, including stuff for in here. I'll figure this later on. There's not a lot that was done with Bleak Beach quite yet, as some of the stuff is still kind of in the process of being worked on some more. In fact, in reality, aside from me building the Pokeball house, I think the only thing I might have done extra is down here, but I don't remember if I actually showed you guys this last time either. But yeah, all 3 of the bat Pokemon are down underneath here. Rocky Ridges, we're going to skip completely, as honestly put, I don't think I actually did anything new in Rocky Ridges. I mean, actually, there is another thing I did do. Hold on. And it would be the only thing that I would show in Rocky Ridges if I show Rocky Ridges, but I'm just going to show it to prove the point. I did officially move Raikou into here, since technically this is where Raikou appeared when we first were introduced to it. And as for Sparkling Skylands, it's still a mixed bag of me trying to fix some things and also make things look a little bit nicer. One of the things was an idea that I actually saw from online, and I tweaked it a little bit too, but this is actually a sloped tent roof, painted in a similar color to the asphalt. And I did that sort of with the intention of what the plan is going on from here. So there's still going to be the connecting point with the lift over there, but this area is going to be a little bit more travelable, travelable isn't really a word. And And just like with Withered Wasteland, these are getting more and more set up slowly to actually put in more houses and stuff. This one I probably will have more of the natural city vibe where things are packed in tight together like you see over here. And there's not really much decor going on. There also is a rail system that leads from one point to another point here underneath. Short point, but it's to bring an interesting point. I know I'm saying point a lot. There is a point to the point. The point to the point is I'm trying to make it so that way this area is a bit more connected. It doesn't feel as spaced out. Make it easier to get by on foot. Not all the Pokemon that live in this area are flying Pokemon. And as you can see also with the map, that also includes some other interesting touches. I'm gonna grab this one real quick. I know I skipped the one in Bleaky Beach. Well, Bleaky Beach. Recipe. I'm still missing recipes, but that's kind of a given. There's a lot of items in here you can craft. So the purpose this way is just like you saw before, there's going to be a pathway that kind of runs across from here to here. Well, there to here. And once I get to the point of that, I will touch up more on this area this way. Also, you do see that correctly down below. I gave a nice little path system through water. I doubt that Gyarados is actually going to travel along it, but I figured it was a neat touch. Especially since this also gives you more sparkling water points of access, and it makes use of this pool of water up ahead a little bit more. And you just walk up like this. And I'm just gonna head to Plasmite Paradise. I think the only unique or newer things that were done here, there's gonna be a lot of Pokemon coming over to me because I have a lot of them doing the items that are inside of that community bin. Was the addition of this over here, which handles all the roads. And this got flattened out some more. Also, the liquid area now has a neat little hatch door. We'll keep this one a secret for now. And that's where we're going to leave things off for this episode. As specifically, I'm still wasting/not wasting my time with this game. But it's probably an actual saying somewhere. Not 100% sure, so don't quote me on it. But in reality, if you're actually having fun with something, is it really a waste at all? Really. I mean, just in all honesty, is it considered a waste if you're actually having fun with what you're doing? I don't really think so. 30 years old. We're soon hitting a point of time where I may not have the chance to do as much fun stuff anymore. So, use the fun to my advantage while I still can. You know what I mean?